Somewhere along the line, we started believing that at this stage of life, we should have mastered everything: career, confidence, relationships, life goals, even TikTok dances. Well, in this episode, we're unpacking what I call shame. Should have already mastered everything, and why it's time to drop that perfectionist cape and embrace being gloriously in progress. You're listening to This Woman Can. I'm your host, Janice Sutherland, where I help mature professional Black women take charge of their careers and lives to create a future on their terms. Hey, and welcome back to This Woman Can, the podcast for bold, brilliant Black women who are unapologetically embracing their next chapter. I'm your host, Janice Sutherland, career strategist for the mature Black woman. And today we're getting into something that a lot of us carry around quietly, but very heavily. It's called shame. And no, not the kind you feel after finishing an entire family-sized bag of plantain chips, but no judgment here. I'm talking about the acronym should have already mastered everything. Bet you felt that. I know I certainly did. You ever start something new or even think about starting something new and immediately hear that voice in your head saying, "Come on, girl, at this age, you should have already figured this out by now." That right there, that's shame creeping in. It's that sneaky little inner critic that says you're somehow behind, even though you spent your whole life running a race you didn't design. And if you're a Black woman over 50, like many of us here, I already know you didn't just run the race. You were dodging hurdles, fixing the track, and cheering others on at the same time. So, where does shame come from? Now, shame isn't just about self doubt. Shame in this form is systemic. We were taught to be excellent just to survive. From the time we were little girls, the message was clear: you've got to be twice as good to get half as far. So we've learned to be polished, precise, unshakable. But the catch is that Black excellence didn't come with space to be unsure, to make mistakes, or to grow slowly. And when we do need to pause, pivot, or learn something new, shame pops up wagging its finger like, you should have mastered this already. In this season of life, midlife, our vintage years, it shows up differently. It's more subtle, but it's still there. Let me give you some examples of how. You don't apply for the new job because you don't tick every box, even though you've built half the skills they're asking for. In fact, probably more of the skills. You stay in a role you've outgrown because pivoting feels like admitting you've messed up or you've got it wrong or you're giving something up. You feel embarrassed asking for help with tech or learning new tools because you should already know. Sound familiar? Well, let me tell you, I've been there. I remember staring at new podcast software when I was doing this, thinking, Janice, girl, why is this giving you a migraine? You've coached executives, written programs, run multi-million dollar companies, run workshops, and now a mic has you questioning your whole life? It wasn't about the mic. It was shame whispering, you should have mastered this already. So, what if instead of letting shame run the show, we call it what it is? It's a downright lie. Because the thing is, mastery isn't a requirement, perfection isn't the goal, and growth doesn't expire, it's continuous. You are allowed to be a beginner again. You are allowed to try to mess up to start over. You're allowed to say, I don't know, but I'm willing to learn. Whether you're 50 or 70 or somewhere in between like me, this season is becoming, not just maintaining. So let's redefine shame. I'm going to give you a better acronym for that. Still here and making evolution. Or maybe cis healing and moving every day, because that's the real flex, not knowing it all, not having it all together, but choosing to move anyway, choosing to show up, choosing to start again. So the next time that voice in your head says, you should have already mastered this, you look her straight in the eye and maybe with one eyebrow raised, which is something I would do, and say, girl, I'm not here to master everything. I'm here to live everything. That's it. That's the episode. If this hits home for you, share it with a sister friend, a colleague, or someone you know who might be battling her own shame soundtrack. And if you're ready to finally let go of the pressure to have it all figured out and want some support as you reimagine your next chapter, don't forget you can check out my 50 Forward Fearless Future program, because this woman can, and so can you. So until next time, keep showing up, keep evolving, and remember, mastery is optional, joy is not. And if I can, you can, this woman can. Take care until next time. Thanks for listening. If you got something from this week's episode, please let me know. Better yet, share it with your friends, colleagues, and anyone you know who can benefit from this message. Don't forget to subscribe or write a review and connect with me at my website, janicesutherland.com, where you can also subscribe to the This Woman Can newsletter or connect with me on LinkedIn. Remember, you have the wisdom, resilience, authenticity, and power to create a life on your terms. And if I can, you can, this woman can. Take care until next time.